What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Jun Fun. Man, let me first start off by saying thank you so much for watching my last video, putting it over 1,500 views. Absolutely crazy. Cannot believe it. I've never had a video take off like that, so to have that happen just out of the blue after 2 months without a video, absolutely crazy. Shout out to my boy Alex for providing the Double Masters collector box that absolutely went off in the video. So thank you all again for your support. It means a lot to me. And hello to my new subscribers. Appreciate you guys stopping by. This one, we're talking about the big news that happened this week. Obviously, Dominaria United previews have kind of started, not officially, but a little bit started. And big news. The big rumor that we all thought was happening, Hidden Treasures, essentially is. So let's just kind of jump into it here, right? So it's not necessarily Hidden Treasures as we knew it previously. If you don't know what Hidden Treasures were, essentially back during OG Zendikar block, they took cards from like Alpha, Beta, Revised, like Power 9 cards, right, and inserted them randomly into packs. And it was basically like, you know, Hidden Treasures, Invocations, Masterpieces. They were legit actual cards from those sets. Not reprinted, real cards. So they more or less have done the same thing this time, but a little bit different. So the story, according to Wizards, is that they were going to a closing warehouse that they used to own out in the middle of nowhere, Washington, and they were getting some inventory that they had there. Now, they didn't know exactly what was there, but apparently they got there, and turns out they had cases of sealed Legends booster boxes. If you don't know, Legends came out back in, what was it, 1994, around there, I do believe. Yeah, so 28 years ago. So they found these sealed boxes, and they were like, holy cow, let's take these back to the headquarters, and let's crack these open. So they cracked them open and packed fresh cards, and they decided, you know what, let's incorporate this into the beginning of our celebration for Magic's 30th anniversary. So what they decided to do is they're taking these cards that they found in these Legends packs, and they're inserting them randomly within the collector booster packs. Now the thing here is, they did say it's going to be at a rate of roughly 3% of packs are going to have one of these cards in there. That's a pretty low number, obviously, and it's also a number that's kind of ambiguous because we don't really know how many packs they are printing for this set, for collector boosters in particular. So that number is kind of meaningless when you think about it. But regardless, they did pull Tabernacle multiples apparently, and that card is like, I think, what, roughly $1,500, something like that, I think, maybe more. I can't remember exactly. Regardless, thousands of dollars, right? I don't know if they pulled Chains of Mephistopheles. It'd be kind of cool if they did. But yeah, just, you know, very expensive cards are in this set and potentially in these collector booster packs. But we don't know exactly at what rates and what cards, because they did say it's going to be a variety of cards, a variety of you know, rarity levels and stuff, because they opened just random boosters. So it's kind of how it goes, right? So pretty exciting, but also a little concerning too, because the price of these packs were probably already going to be very expensive. Double Masters 2022, as we know, $17.99 just for the draft booster packs. The collector ones are pushing like $70 some. So with this new, you know, Hidden Treasures aspect to Dominaria United packs, the price is going to skyrocket even more probably. And there obviously is some conflicting feelings with that, and what that means for the future of Magic moving forward, and whether or not we will be priced out of this game and enjoying it at its fullest. Now, along with the exciting news that we have actual Legends cards in these packs, they decided to do another step to kind of celebrate Legends as a set moving forward here. So what they decided to do is they decided to take these Legends and redo them, essentially. So as we know, there's a lot of really bad cards in Legends. Like, we're talking 6 mana, 3/4, no abilities, just terrible cards, but really cool characters, right? So what they decided to do is take 20 of these guys and basically redo them and make them actual viable playable cards and make them properly statted and costed and give these characters new life. Some of note, Torowaki is one that I think is probably going to be the best one, showing up on your screen now. I think this card is actually going to be very good. Looking forward to getting one myself. Hopefully these won't be too expensive as singles, because I would prefer to just buy it outright versus having to pay, as I mentioned, probably the no doubt extreme price of this set. But who knows, we might get lucky and get a box or two. But regardless, this card's going to be really, really good. But I just like this idea of taking older characters who are either forgotten or, didn't get a lot of love, essentially, and giving them the love that they deserve, giving them a second shot at life, essentially. So moving forward here, who knows if they're going to keep doing this with older sets. It'd be kind of cool if they did. Commander Legends, the first one, was essentially kind of a throwback set and giving some older characters a second chance at having a new card. But who knows if they're going to keep this moving forward. I think it'd be a great idea personally, but hey, that's just me. Also of note, we did get some hints towards the Dominaria United storyline. Now, a lot of speculation has been surrounding whether or not it's going to be a full-on Phyrexian invasion or if we're going to have some time travel shenanigans, who knows. But from what we can suss out from the little hints they've given us so far, basically what they're saying is that Phyrexians are on Dominaria. They are there. The invasion is happening. This giant climactic battle, Infinity War style battle is going to happen, right? And so what they more or less have told us is that Karn is looking back through Dominaria's history to try and gain some more hints and some knowledge and some clues as to how they can go about defeating the Phyrexians once again. Now, there is a theory out there that says that Karn's going to actually travel back in time to do so, but who knows? I mean, that'd be pretty cool for me personally, but regardless of that, we do know for sure the next set following Dominaria United is going to be the Brothers' War. After that, we don't really know. But speaking of the Brothers' War, I wouldn't be surprised, and I'm going to put it on camera now, so in case if I'm right, y'all know it was me. I could totally see them doing a similar thing with Brothers' War collector booster packs where they take cards from antiquities and put those in those sets. Because how fitting would that be, right? We're going back to Brothers' War. We're going back to Mishra and Urza's battle against each other and the Phyrexians. Like, why not? Like, let's do it, right? Like, let's go and put these cards in there. It would just make it crazy, if cool of a set to have this in there. So who knows? That's my wild theory. I don't know if it's gonna happen or not, but I'm putting it out there for you guys regardless. But I think what would be kind of cool is if we could just go back through some of these older sets in a revisited kind of way via Karn looking back through history, and get some more, Phyrexian story, get some more story with Urza and Mishra, characters who I don't want to say have been forgotten, because obviously they haven't been forgotten, but who haven't been in the limelight necessarily the last 5-10 years or so. So it'd be kind of cool to move forward with that. I'd be on board 100%. Now, another aspect of the story that I'm kind of just speculating on here, and I'm not exactly 100% on this, but I'm just throwing it out there. If you don't know, Urborg, the Tomb of Yogmoth, the father of Phyrexia, is on the Burning Isle, which is on Dominaria, and I could totally see it being the case where they attempt to revive him. I mean, they could bring him back from the dead in some capacity. And if they do, man, I am going to be so jacked on that, because I love Yogmoth as a character. He is my favorite villain in Magic's history. I would argue he's the greatest villain, but actually I think it's Urza. Hashtag Urza is a villain. That dude blew up the entire planet, essentially. So, like, yeah, Urza's a villain, but Yogmoth's way cooler in my opinion. I mean, I'm a guy who likes Sith Lords in Star Wars, so I like the dark side characters like that. I think they're just way cooler than your vanilla, boring heroes, They have more dimension to them, but regardless, I could totally see them bringing back Yogmoth in this story or in a future set within the story, because supposedly this story is going to take place over the next 4 sets. So we do have a couple more here after Brothers War, where this story is going to wrap itself up in some capacity, whether it be good or bad. We'll see what happens there, but I think it's going to happen. I think they're going to bring back Yogmoth. Who knows? I'd be here for it personally. Now, in addition to the Legend Pack insertion as well as some story hints, we did get a look at a few cards in Dominaria United, starting off with the full basic land cycle here, stained glass art by the amazing Megali Villeneuve, my personal favorite artist. She just absolutely crushed it. She finally got a full land cycle to do, and I'm so stoked on it. These look phenomenal. I mean, these look insane. In foiled especially, they're gonna look so good in person. I cannot wait to get a full stack of each color on these. Like, they're fantastic. I'm gonna have a hard time not putting them in every deck that I own because they are just that good. In addition to that, we did get a couple other preview cards, namely Jaya. She is back and she has got a new Planeswalker card. And of note, this Planeswalker card does mention prowess, so it's possible we are seeing the return of prowess as a keyword mechanic in this set. Personally, I do love prowess. I think it's a really fun way for red, and especially like, you know, red-blue, like burn style, like cantrippy spell decks to get some extra advantage and get a little aggro. I know it's shocking, I'm the aggro player as the Jund fun, a Jund player being aggressive, but you know what, that's my style. So it's really exciting to see prowess back. And then, you know, her ultimate ability there, her emblem, if you will, really strong as well. Essentially, you know, copying spells twice, which is pretty insane. I could totally see that in Commander being very powerful. Something I can, like, you know, cast Jeska's Will and then just copy it twice and gain all the mana and all the card advantage that you possibly can and just totally combo off and win on the spot. Obviously, though, ultimating a Planeswalker is hard, generally speaking, but there are ways to do it. In addition to Jaya, we got another preview card, Evolved Sleeper. Now, the art on this looks pretty cool. Obviously, kind of given the mechanics here, it's very Figure of Destiny, which we saw in Double Masters 2022. But essentially, you know, we look like we have a human cleric here slowly being transformed into a Phyrexian. And as we know from Dominaria's past, there have been sleeper agents on Dominaria who are part of the Phyrexian army. Now, this card, to me at least, elicits a bit of a forced sleeper agent, you know, kind of thing. Now, willing participant, he seems to have been captured and turned into a Phyrexian. But who knows, maybe they are willing participants as well. Now, in addition to the Dominaria United previews, we also got some game day promotions as well, showing up on the screen here. We have Llanowar Loam Speaker, and we also have a Shivam Devastator as well. Now, this card here, Shivam Devastator, essentially being kind of a fireball on a body. It's also part of the set itself. It's one of the mythics that you'll have in Dominaria United. Same for Llanowar Loam Speaker, essentially a mana dork that has Nissa, Who Shakes the World's first ability of turning a land into an animated creature, giving it haste and such. Both of these cards will be in the main set themselves, but they also are available as part of game day promotions. In addition to that, we also have the return of Store Championship promos. We know already that Wizards is bringing back in-person play to stores. They're doing the regional qualifiers, going back to the Pro Tour in person. Whether that's the end of arena, professional tournaments, I don't know, but I kind of hope so personally. I miss in-person magic, man. Like, that's the fun. That's the magic right there. It's the gathering, people. It's the gathering. Come on. But regardless, they're bringing back these Store Championship promos. I'm going to pop these guys on the screen right here. So of note, some really cool cards. Obviously, we got Spell Pierce right here with the cool Merfolk art there. Just looks really neat. A foil etch version of that would be sick in my opinion. Then we have Gilded Goose with some really cool alternate art as well. The goose all winged out with a fish in its mouth. Pretty cool, kind of alluding to the whole food mechanic of Golden Goose. Pretty neat there. And then probably like the biggest troll card in WotC history in my opinion. They have a full art textless Yogmoth, Locus of Creation, which is the 4-mana one that came out in Zendikar Rising and famously has a huge paragraph in its text box because it's a landfall trigger, and I just think it's hilarious that they chose that card and gave it no text, which is just awesome. I think it's so cool, but I love the art on it. Yogmoth looks badass. He's just super huge, causing chaos, like, looks really neat. I want that one personally, but that one is for people who win their store championships. So if you want that card, you better get good and get out there and dominate at the table. Now, in addition to all of that, the last thing they kind of talked about here is moving forward. They've said it 1,000 times now. There's going to be a year-long celebration for Magic's 30th anniversary starting this fall with Dominaria United. Now, what they're going to be doing here is they're going to have a series of 30 promotional cards with one card for each year of Magic's storied history. And they're starting off with 3 cards in particular here. The first one here from 1993 itself, Sarah Angel. So you see it has the OG art, kind of the OG frame as well, but it has a gold stamped 1993 in the bottom left corner of the artwork there. Then in 1994, we've got the famous Ball Lightning as well. Love that card, love that art, it's super sick. So we have that one there. But then in 1995, they have a run of 7 foreign language appreciation cards. So what they're going to be doing is creating, or rather printing, 4 cards that are going to be in 7 of the languages that Magic has graciously been in over the 30 years, starting with Finhorn Elves in German, which I personally love because I took 4 years of German in high school. So Finhorn Elfen is absolutely going to be sought after by me. I'm going to try and get my hands on that because I have plenty of decks that play Finhorn Elves. So I just think it's an awesome promotion moving forward, and really looking forward to seeing the other foreign language cards as well as the yearly promotional cards they're going to have moving forward. So that wraps it up, covering the announcement from WotC this week regarding Dominaria United. Legends cards found in a warehouse, gonna be in collector booster boxes. They're gonna be doing some big celebrations moving forward, some crazy story hints, predictions abound. Who knows what's gonna happen? Regardless, you best believe the Jund Fund is gonna cover it. I'm excited. I'm sure you guys are excited. So be sure to like this video, share it around, be sure to subscribe as well. Hit that bell for the notification for new videos. I'm gonna keep trying to do weekly videos here. Be sure to follow me on all my social media. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram. Catch me streaming with Trying Casually at least like once or twice a month out there. And on top of that, I got some other big news. I am going to be streaming with Chase, Mana Curves themselves. I'm going to be on their stream next week on the 28th. So be sure to look out for that. Super, super excited for that. Very appreciative to Chase. They are an amazing person, and I'm so grateful to them for inviting me onto their stream. But thanks again for watching, guys. I'm Cody, aka the Jund Fund. And remember, guys, when in doubt, Jund 'em out.